الله يا سيد الأولين والآخرين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد صلاة تنجينا بها من جميع الأحوال والآفات وتغفر لنا بها جميع الحاجات وتطهرنا بها من جميع السيئات وترفعنا بها أعلى الدرجات وتبلغنا بها أقصى الغايات من جميع الخيرات في الحياة وبعد الممات. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل محمد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الحمد لله رب العالمين. استغفر الله الذي لا اله الا هو الحي القيوم واتوب اليه. اسال التوبه والمغفره والهدايه انه هو التواب الرحيم. واعف عنا يا كريم، واعف عنا يا كريم، واعف عنا يا كريم. واغفر لنا بفضلك يا رحمن يا رحيم، يا ملك يا قدس يا حافظ يا الله، الأول يا الله، الآخر يا الله، الظاهر يا الله، الباطن يا الله، خيره وشره من الله تعالى. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله، الصلاة والسلام عليك يا حبيب الله، الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيد الأولين والآخرين. اشفعنا يا شفيع المذنبين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. قال الله تعالى في كتاب العزيز: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنهم فتنة آمنوا بربهم وزدناهم هدى. صدق الله العظيم. Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran al-Kareem, they were spiritual warriors who believed in their Lord, and Allah increased them in guidance. Many of us do not know the code of morals and behavior which is a part of Islam, which is called Khutba. Khutba is an ideal young person, a young Muslim who is blessed with all the good characters and all the good behaviors of truthfulness, of justice, of loyalty, of strength, of wisdom, of generosity, of compassion, of kindness. The list can go on and on and on. Last week, I briefly mentioned what the Islamic art historians say, that there are 5 periods in our history in which the Muslims lived their Islam in different ways. The first one is the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Dawr Sa'ada, during which the Muslims lived according to drop by drop as the ayats and the surahs were revealed from the blessed mouth of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And then, most importantly, they had the example of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So they lived according to Allah Ta'ala's instructions in the Quran al-Kareem and following the example of Rasulullah, copying him, in short, following the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But after Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam departed this world, the breath of the fresh Islam departed with him. So the second period of Islam during the time of Khulafai Rashidin, and in fact partly during the time of Tabi'in, the Muslims lived loyal to the generation before. What was important for them is loyalty. They were 100% loyal to what the first generation of Muslims did and copied it. And eventually that shrunk and disappeared too. And during the third period of Islamic history is the period where there is the empire is becoming bigger and bigger. There is the pride of being a Muslim. And that is when, also with the influence and new development in Islam, which is called tasawwuf, if you wish, the mysticism of Islam, there came a period that they had developed a set of code of morals, which I have mentioned, and they called it Khutba. And people tried to live according to the rules of Khutba. And when that also mellowed and disappeared, we come to the period of our grandfathers and our fathers, very close to us, when Islam lost its wisdom, its strength, its rules, its loyalty, even its freedom and our country. We became colony. That is the period of hayya, of shame, which last week I talked about. And I also said now, at this period when we live, all what is left for us is that because we come to Friday prayers and because we pray 5 times a day and because we fast during the Ramadan, we hope to be rewarded for it. And the rest of our time, when we go out and sin in abundance, we live with fear of the punishment. That's all what is left to us from Islam today. The hope of reward in this world and in the hereafter, and the fear of punishment in this world and in the hereafter. But there are no strict walls between these periods. There are still some people amongst us who are Ahl Haya. There are still people amongst us who are Ahl Khutba. There are still people amongst us as loyal as to our religion as our forefathers were during the time of Hazrat Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, Hazrat Umar, and Hazrat Ali and Hazrat Osman, radiyallahu anhum ajma'in. What is Khutba? The ones who know say that somebody who follows the code of spiritual knighthood is working always for the benefit of others rather than his own benefit. He is thinking for others more than he is thinking for his own welfare. He is talking about the benefit of others who are in need rather than his own needs, and he is acting for the benefit of others who are in need than his own. Many of you should know who is Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq is from the line of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and the grandson of both Hazrat Abu Bakr as-Siddiq and Hazrat Ali karamallahu wajhahu. One day someone came to Medina Munawwara for pilgrimage, and he went to a small mosque and he made his prayers, and when he finished his prayers, he looked around that he didn't have his purse anymore with money inside. And the only person who was in the mosque beside him was Hazrat Ja'far al-Sadiq. He went and grabbed him and he said, "You stole my money." He said, "No, I didn't steal your money." "Yes, you did." He said, "Well, wait a second, how much money did you have in your purse?" He said, 1,000 riyals. He said, "All right, come with me." He took the man to his house and he counted 1,000 riyals to him. The man was still angry, although he got his money back. So when he went home, he found out his purse was at home, that he had left his purse at home. And he was, of course, terribly embarrassed, and he went to the house of Hazrat Ja'far al-Sadiq, and he wanted to return 1,000 riyals back to him. Hazrat Ja'far al-Sadiq wouldn't take it. He said, whatever Allah Ta'ala has given from my hand, it will certainly not come back to me. If you want to give it away, go and give it to somebody else, said he. One day, Shaqiq Barhi, a friend of Hazrat Ja'far al-Sadiq, they are talking together. Hazrat Ja'far al-Sadiq told to Shaqiq, he said, tell me, what do you think about patience and about thankfulness? Hazrat Barhi said, well, when Allah Ta'ala blesses us with gifts and gives us what we need, we are thankful. And when He holds away from us what we need and He doesn't give us, we show patience. Hazrat Ja'far al-Sadiq said, the dogs of Medina do it, he said. You know, when you give them to eat, they are thankful, they wag their tail, and when you don't give them food to eat, they come and sit at your feet. Or the one who carries the flesh and blood of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, said Shaqiq Barhi, then you tell me. He said, when Allah Ta'ala blesses us with what we need, we prefer that He gives it to someone else than us. So we take it from Him and give it to someone else. And when Allah Ta'ala withholds from us what we need, we are thankful to Him because we hope that instead of giving to us, He will give it to someone else. Years ago, when my daughter was 3 years old, they asked me to talk to second or third grade, she was, I don't remember, about what Islam was to little kid. I told that story before to you, some of you may remember. So how are we going to describe Islam to little children? So I said, do you people like chocolate cake? Yes, Mr. Bayrak, we like chocolate cake. I said, well, now if one of you would have a beautiful German chocolate cake, and at noon when you are having your lunch and your friends are looking at you to the chocolate cake, you do not eat the chocolate cake, you give it to them. And when they eat it, you take more pleasure from seeing them eating your chocolate cake than if you would have had yourself eaten the chocolate cake. I said, that is what Islam is. They understood it perfectly well. It seems next day, when they came for lunch, they were offering each other what they had instead of eating it themselves. Ibadullah, that is what Khutba is. That is what Islam is. A fatah, a true Muslim with this kind of morals. Have no enemies. Except himself. And he is no one's enemy either. Today, the whole world is our enemy. But we like ourselves. We like that terrible ego in ourselves, which tells us we are the best of the world and we deserve everything which we get. We can cheat and steal and kill. That is our right. That is not Islam. We have to learn to give our chocolate cake to others. And we have to learn to have pleasure while they are eating the chocolate cake, then we are eating ourselves. Then we will have no enemies. And neither will be an enemy to anyone else. Ya Rabbi, bless this Jum'ah with the qualities of the Fatah and include us amongst your servants who are Ahl Haya, Ahl Taqwa, Ahl Tawakkul, Ahl Shukur, and Ahl Sabr. Ya Rabbi, you say that if we do not love each other for your sake, our Iman is incomplete. Ya Rabbi, in this mosque, we do love each other for your sake. And we do care for each other. And we will sacrifice ourselves for each other. Thus, Ya Rabbi, as you have gathered us on this blessed Friday in this humble mosque, gather us also on the day of Yawm al-Din in the safe place under the Liwai Hamd and close to the one who you have sent as Shafi' al-Mujahideen, Rahmatan lil-Alameen, Hayri Halkillah, Nuri Arshillah, Hazreti Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ya Rabbi, bless this Jum'ah with Adab Muhammadi and Adab Quran al-Kareem, so that perchance we will be worthy to receive Shafaat Muhammadi. Ya Rabbi, bless this Jum'ah and all of Ummah Muhammad with the Shafaat Muhammadi. Ameen. Bi-hurmati Sayyidina al-Mursaleen Taha Yasin. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala Ya Rabbi, all praise to you that you have created us from a drop of dirty water into the beautiful shape of a human being. We didn't know how to talk or how to walk. You taught us how to talk and how to walk. We were hungry, you fed us. We were nude, you clothed us. You gave us two servants who devoted all their lives for our benefit. We call them our parents. Every second of our lives, every breath which we breathe, from the moment which came from our mothers to the moment where we will come to you. Ya Rabbi, you have satisfied our needs. Even before we knew them, that we needed them, you knew it before us and you gave it to us. So many gifts, Ya Rabbi, the greatest of which you blessed us with Iman. You blessed us with Islam. You gave us the greatest gift for giving to us as our Prophet, our Murshid, our example, our Father, Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For all those gifts, Ya Rab, we have been unthankful. We want more. We complain to others that you do not take care of us. Shame on us. Ya Rabbi, teach us thankfulness and count us amongst your thankful servants. To test our faith in you, to test our obedience to you, to test our love for you, not that you know not, but that so that we know. You test us and never above our forbearance, with a little pain, little sickness, little hunger, little poverty, taking away from us things we think our own, but in reality, which are yours. And although you say, Inna Allah ma sabirin, you are side by side with those who shows patience. We never show patience. We complain about you to our doctors. We complain about you to the lawyers, to our wives, to our children, to our parents. Shame on us. Ya Rab, have mercy on us. Teach us patience and count us amongst the patient servants. Ameen. بحرمة سيدنا المرسلين طه وياسين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد المغفرة والملوان وتعقب الآثاران وكرر الجديدان واستكبر الفرقدان وبلغ الروحاه وأرواح أهل بيته من التحيات والسلام وبارك وسلم عليه كثيرا 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 وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين والأولياء والصالحين وعلى ملائكتك والمقربين وعلى أهل سيادتك أجمعين من أهل السماوات والأرضين ورضوان الله تعالى على آل رسول الله وأصحابه أجمعين آمين والحمد لله رب العالمين.